Home Service.
Over to the news.
Home Service.
Over to the news.
Home Service.
Over to the news. in the dark. Don't wait, you can push the start. Lose control. Kill me slowly with your kiss. Wrap me around your fingertips. Damn, I need another hit. Make me lose my mind.
This is the BBC Home Service.
Over to the news.
Don't wait, you can push the start. Lose control. Kill me slowly with your kiss. Wrap me around your fingertips. Damn, I need another hit. Make me lose my mind. Lose Pocket full of honey and I'm ready to go. No, I ain't got no money, but I'm letting you know that I'ma love you like a fool. Breathe you until I hallucinate. Body make you silly, make you do what I want. Oh baby, I can make it pretty, I can string you along, but I'ma love you like a fool. Breathe you until I hallucinate. No, I couldn't live without your touch. No, I could never have too much. I'll breathe you in forever, never hallucinate.
This is the BBC Home Service.
Over to the news.
Hallucinate when you call my name. Got stars in my eyes, and they don't say when you come my way. I'm losing my hallucinate when you call my name. Got stars in my Put you in my Hall of Fame, middle of the wall. Yeah, you're my one, my favorite, my red bio. Yeah, I'ma love you like a fool. Breathe you until I hallucinate. No, I couldn't live without your touch. No, I could never have too much. I'll breathe you in forever, never hallucinate. Let's go dancing in the dark. Don't wait, you can push the start. Lose control. Kill me slowly with your kiss. Wrap me around your fingertips. Damn, I need another hit. Make me love you hallucinate when you call my name. Got stars in my eyes, and they don't say when you come my way. I'm losing my Pocket full of honey and I'm ready to go. No, I ain't got no money, but I'm letting you know that I'ma love you like a fool. Breathe you until I hallucinate. Body make you silly, make you do what I want. Oh baby, I can make it pretty, I can string you along, but I'ma love you like a fool. Breathe you until I hallucinate. No, I couldn't live without your touch. No, I could never have too much. I'll breathe you in forever, never
This is the BBC Home Service.
Over to the news.
hallucinate.
Hello and welcome to News.Broker today for Wednesday the 7th of October 2020. I'm Alexander Pinnock, and over the next half an hour I will provide you with everything you need to know about the trading day ahead, and not much else. Let's head straight over to the terminal and take a look at the pre-open. Okay, we can see the Dow Jones futures are up just over 0.5% at 0.52%. The S&P 500 just under 0.5% at 0.45%, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq at 0.41%, indicating a slightly stronger open to the trading day ahead. After yesterday's shock announcement with Donald Trump declaring an end to the negotiation for any broader stimulus measures to the economy after his little trip in hospital. We can see that in the pre-market movers, we have Rave Restaurant up 300%, Taiwan LPSME up 25%, and pre-market laggers, we've got CleanSpark down 25%, and ElectroSense down 20.58%. Let's have a look at the headlines. US President Donald Trump is now back in the White House and restricted from traveling as he is under COVID-19 quarantine. Sources tell Reuters he is grasping for ways to reignite his campaign efforts now less than 4 weeks away from the November 3 election. Trump is still contagious and is said to be looking for options to cut into Democrat Joe Biden's lead. Trump is scheduled to debate with Joe Biden on October the 15th in Miami and is apparently keen to do so. However, Joe Biden has stated that he will not proceed unless Trump is virus-free. The president, who underwent experimental treatment unavailable to the larger public during his stay in the hospital, has stated, "Don't be afraid of COVID, don't let it dominate your life." Trump's controversial handling of the larger COVID-19 crisis has been heavily criticised and will no doubt be a critical factor amongst voters during the election. As we have just seen, European stocks have risen today on upbeat earnings from UK's supermarket giant Tesco's upbeat earnings report. Asian stocks and US futures have also recovered after initially falling sharply yesterday on the announcement President Trump had abruptly called off negotiations with the Democrats over further pre-election stimulus talks. Tesco gained 3.6% after releasing estimates that full-year retail operating profit would be at least the same level as 2019-2020. Swedish audiobook streaming company Storytel climbed 3.2% after it exceeded its third quarter forecast, reporting higher subscription growth and revenue. Societe Generale has come after fire after more than a decade after Frederick Odeya promised investors growth with lower risk after becoming chief executive officer in 2008, 12 months after a rogue trader lost billions in equity derivatives and nearly brought the French bank to collapse. SocGen's share price is at a record low and the bank's market cap is now 78% lower than when Odeya took over, with losses on complex investment products wiping out equity trading revenue in the first and second quarters of 2020. The bank's stock price closed up 6.7% yesterday to 12.2 euros, giving a market cap of $11.8 billion, roughly one quarter that of BNP Paribas, according to Reuters. The CEO has said that a revamped markets unit, combined with the European Central Bank's decision to end its ban on dividend payments, combined with a restructuring effort, can reverse the trend. The CEO has reportedly not considered scaling back equity derivatives, a high-risk arm of the business. The bank will offer alternative products with easier-to-manage risks but lower yields. The US House of Representatives panel that is looking into abuses of market power by leading tech companies Alphabet, Apple, Amazon, and Facebook has reportedly found the players use so-called killer acquisitions in order to deal with potential rivals. The Antitrust Subcommittee recommended the tech giants, who have a combined market value of over $5 trillion, should not be able to control and/or compete in related businesses. The panel's report recommended structural separations, but has not gone as far as recommending a specific company should be broken up. This in spite of reports by News.Broker yesterday to the contrary. The 449-page report, the first of a congressional review of the tech industry, has suggested wide-reaching changes to antitrust laws and has apparently cited dozens of examples of the companies misusing their market power. Key recommendations of the report include prohibiting the organisation from operating in a closely aligned business, an example of which would be Facebook's 2012 acquisition of Instagram, a company that at the time was relatively small and insignificant. The global fight against COVID-19 has been interrupted by Swiss pharmaceutical giant Roche, who has announced problems at a new warehouse that have delayed the dispatch of certain products. Roche is a key supplier of the UK's public NHS Test and Trace program, which only a few days ago experienced a technical glitch that delayed the reporting of approximately 15,000 positive test results. Roche has issued a statement apologising for the delay in the dispatch of products, which include antibody tests. lead clinician for pathology at North Devon District Hospital in the southwest of England, has stated the hospital has had to suspend all non-urgent blood tests in the community and that the hospital would run out of swabs in 3 to 4 days if non-urgent tests were not rationed. Back to the ongoing US airline crisis, late yesterday President Trump announced Congress should extend the $25 billion in new payroll assistance to US passenger airlines, who last week furloughed thousands of workers amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. The demands by Trump came after the announcement to suspend negotiations regarding broader stimulus measures prior to the election that sent markets into freefall. The US airline industry has been the topic of continued reports by News.Broker over the past few weeks. American and United Airlines have started laying off approximately 32,000 workers, but have said that they would reverse their decision if lawmakers reach a deal on new government program to fund payroll costs. A further $25 billion airline payroll support program, consisting of cash grants approved by Congress in March, expired at the end of September. American closed 4.5% lower, United 3.6%, Southwest 2.4% and Delta 2.9% all lower yesterday. The Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, yesterday issued a draft report containing revised training procedures for the grounded Boeing 737 MAX fleet. Let's take a look at US stock-specific news. Reuters has reported that US investors are grappling with how to play the major US tech shares, now trading well above longer-term valuations despite last month's sell-off. The S&P information technology sector has underperformed recently and was amongst the weakest within the index in September. The sector remains down about 8% since peaking on the 2nd of September, compared with an overall decline of just 5% in the broader S&P 500. Whilst most would consider the tech sector to now be considerably overpriced, the question remains what else is there to invest in, especially if COVID cases continue to grow and the economy continues to falter. An equity survey conducted by RBC Capital Markets in New York has found that 38% believe investors should be buying the big cap tech and internet stocks, with 36% of investors saying investors should be taking profits. Apple is now trading at 30.1 times forward earnings, Microsoft at 31.4, which equals a 79% premium according to Refinitiv data. On this, Microsoft is our stock of the day. Let's go ahead and take a look at the giant on the terminal. It is as simple as typing in the Microsoft ticker code, which is MSFT, clicking on Overview, which brings up a summary of all the functions available to look at the specific equity. Let's take a look firstly and have a look at fundamentals. We can see the next earning report date is on the 22nd of October 2020. We can always set an alert to be reminded of that. We also have the major news headlines, events scheduled, recent developments, and of course recommendations. Let's have a look at the recommendations and target price in order to get some idea of evaluation for Microsoft. And we can see that the current recommendation of 1.75 is a buy with a current target price of $229.83, an 11.62% premium to where we currently are at. Of course, we can always click onto the 360 menu and have a look at every single option available to have a look at Microsoft. Let's have a look at the social media monitor to get an idea of what other retail traders are thinking of Microsoft. We can see by having a look at the chart that appears on the screen that most of the social media posts monitored by Refinitiv are positive, 14.29% currently. We can see that there has been quite volatile, but we are seeing an upbeat. I would be quite bullish on Microsoft as it stands at the moment. Okay, Let's have a look now back at the news. Facebook and Twitter both took action yesterday on their respective platforms after President Trump violated their rules on misinformation for stating the COVID-19 crisis is just like the flu. Trump's post was shared 26,000 times on Facebook before the group acted, this according to CrowdTangle. The world's largest social media group exempts politicians from its third-party fact-checking program and has rarely taken action against the Republican president. Twitter disabled retweets on Trump's tweet, saying that three times fast. I'm lost. Adding a warning label that advised Trump had broken the rules pertaining to spreading misleading and potentially harmful information relating to COVID-19. For perspective, the flu was associated with 22,000 deaths in the United States during the 2019-2020 season. In comparison, 210,000 have died since the beginning of the virus in the United States alone, the world's highest death toll. Netflix is facing a criminal charge in Texas after allegedly promoting lewd visuals of a child in the French film Cuties. This according to a statement from Tyree County's District Attorney Office yesterday. The document, which was filed on 23rd of September, alleges Netflix promoted material in the film that depicts a lewd exhibition of the pubic area of a clothed or partially clothed child younger than 18 years of age. Netflix has responded stating, "Cuties is a social commentary against the sexualization of young children. This charge is without merit and we stand by the film." Last month, Turkey's broadcasting regulator announced it would order Netflix to block access locally to the film based on the grounds it contains images of child exploitation. The move comes as Netflix received intense public backlash over the film, prompting a Twitter campaign that called for subscribers to cancel their service, resulting in a boycott that significantly affected revenue during the COVID crisis. Tesla's upcoming quarterly report could put another $3 billion into CEO Elon Musk's pocket. The electric car maker yesterday saw the 6-month average of its stock market value hit $250 billion. The milestone is a step towards triggering the fourth of 12 tranches of options to buy Tesla stock at a discount, measures granted to the billionaire in his 2018 pay package. Musk's compensation is exclusively made up of potential stock options that are based on Tesla's market cap and organization goals. In order for Musk to secure the final fourth tranche, Tesla must hit a goal related to revenue or profitability. This could happen in the company's third quarter report. General Electric has announced it received a notice from the SEC warning the company about possible civil action for violations of security laws relating to accounting practices for its insurance holdings. In the filing, the US corporation said the issues the regulator could pursue relate to the company's run-off insurance operations, a portfolio of 300,000 long-term care insurance policies held within the GE Capital unit. The regulator has opened a probe into the company's accounting practices after a massive insurance charge in 2017 of $6.2 billion. Stocks in GE were down 3.9% in after-hours trading yesterday. Levi Strauss will expand its retail division after announcing better-than-expected revenue thanks to a surge in online retail sales. Stocks jumped 10% in extended trading yesterday on the news. The denim maker has announced plans to open new stores and invest in its online business. Levi has benefited from extending its range cut into women's tops, blouses, shorts, and of course, jeans. The company forecast a 14 to 15% decline in fourth quarter revenue, with analysts expecting a 19.62% fall. Net revenue declined 27% to $1.06 billion, beating estimates of $822.3 million, according to IBES data from Refinitiv. Finally in the news, Royal Caribbean Cruises has extended its suspension of sailings until November the 30th, excluding cruises from Hong Kong. The company said its cruise brand Celebrity Cruises will suspend its 2020 to 2021 winter program in Australia and Asia, whilst its Azamara Cruises will suspend winter sailings throughout Australia, New Zealand, South Africa and South America. The cruise industry has faced the brunt of the healthcare crisis as major outbreaks in ships were blamed for spreading the disease. This resulted in the government's mandated no sail orders and trip cancellations. Let's take a look back over to the terminal and take a look at scheduled Let's head back over to the terminal and take a look at scheduled economic data ahead of today's open. It is as simple as typing in the function we want, which is the economic monitor. We open up the window, which should have opened and has just suddenly disappeared. Let me type it in again and we'll see if it works this time. Economic monitor. Here we are. And again, it has disappeared. Here it is. We will narrow it down to just events within the United States. And please remember that this terminal is in local time of Australia, where I am located. I will try and perform a quick time valuation as we go. We can see it is actually relatively quiet today, with the exception of initial jobless claims, which is 11:30 at night Sydney time, which is in 1 hour, which will be 9:30 US time. Initial jobless claims, if we click on it, we can get an idea as to what is being expected by the markets and people more learned than I. Prior was 837,000 persons. The Reuters poll is 820,000 persons with a 823.9 thousand person smart estimate. You can absolutely follow this at home simply by going to www.news.broker/terminal. Take advantage of our extended 3 for 1 month trial available to retail traders only, no professional use. Well, that is all we have time for today. For rolling live coverage of the news that is moving the financial markets, or to access the extended 3 for 1 month trial of the platform used in this morning's program, simply head over to www.news.broker. I am Alexander Pinnock. I will be here at the same time, same place tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern. Bye for now.